Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Daily English Learning. Today we're going to improve your English with another interesting story. But this isn't just a story. As you listen, try to pay attention to some challenging English expressions. After the story, we'll learn 3 advanced words, 2 phrasal verbs, and 2 useful idioms that native speakers use in everyday conversations. Today's story is called Mysterious Letter. Can a single anonymous letter change someone's life forever? Let's find out.
Welcome to Daily English Listening. Let's improve your skills.
One evening, Ethan found an envelope in his mailbox with no stamp or return address. Inside was a short note that read, "Meet me at the old library tomorrow at 6 p.m. The message was cryptic, and Ethan couldn't think of any plausible explanation. After thinking it over all night, he decided to go through with the meeting. The next evening, he arrived at the abandoned library, where an elderly woman was waiting for him. She handed him a small wooden box that had belonged to his grandfather. Inside were old photographs and a journal filled with family stories that Ethan had never heard before. At that moment, he realized the mysterious letter had served its purpose. It had brought him closer to his family's forgotten past. As he walked home, he smiled and remembered the saying, "Curiosity killed the cat." This time, however, his curiosity led to one of the most profound discoveries of his life. Now it's time to learn the English expressions you just heard. We'll go through 3 advanced words, 2 phrasal verbs, and 2 useful idioms that can help you sound more natural and more confident in English. Let's begin with our first advanced word. Did you hear the word cryptic in the story? Cryptic means something that is mysterious or difficult to understand because its meaning is hidden. In the story, Ethan received a cryptic letter. The message didn't clearly explain who had written it or why he should visit the old library. That's why he couldn't understand what it really meant. Imagine you receive an email that simply says, "Meet me tomorrow. Don't tell anyone." There is no name, no explanation, and no reason. You would probably say, "That's a cryptic message." Let's look at some more examples. The detective found a cryptic clue at the crime scene. Her reply was so cryptic that nobody understood what she meant. He left a cryptic note before disappearing. Let's see how native speakers often use cryptic in conversations, movies, and mystery stories when they talk about messages or clues that are difficult to understand.
You were awfully cryptic on the phone.
That's too cryptic. Let's get literal.
Oh, you're being strangely cryptic as you wrap your magic hair around my injured hand.
Now it's your turn. Can you make a sentence using cryptic? Write it in the comments below. Now that you know the word cryptic, let's move on to our next advanced word. Did you hear the word plausible in the story? Plausible means something that seems reasonable, believable, or likely to be true, even if you're not completely sure. In the story, Ethan couldn't think of any plausible explanation for the mysterious letter. He couldn't come up with any reasonable reason why someone had sent it to him. Imagine your friend arrives late and says, "Sorry, there was a huge traffic jam." If that's a reasonable explanation, you might think, "That sounds plausible." Let's look at some examples. The police believed his story because it sounded plausible. Her explanation for the mistake was plausible, so the manager accepted it. Scientists are searching for a plausible solution to the problem. Let's see how native speakers often use plausible in conversations, news reports, movies, and detective stories when they talk about explanations, ideas, or theories that seem believable.
Oh, yeah, that sounds plausible.
Because everyone in the power structure who knows anything has a plausible deniability.
The most plausible theory is that they chose places on Earth with the lowest incidence of lightning strikes.
Now it's your turn. Can you make a sentence using plausible? Write it in the comments below. Now that you know the word plausible, let's move on to our final advanced word. Did you hear the word profound in the story? Profound means very deep, meaningful, or having a strong impact on someone's thoughts or feelings. In the story, Ethan's curiosity led him to one of the most profound discoveries of his life. Finding the old photographs and family journal helped him understand his family's history in a way he never had before. It wasn't just interesting, it changed the way he saw his past. Imagine you read a book that completely changes the way you think about life. You might say, "It had a profound impact on me." Let's look at some examples. The documentary had a profound effect on the audience. Her grandfather's advice made a profound difference in her life. The experience gave him a profound understanding of friendship. Let's see how native speakers often use profound in conversations, speeches, books, and movies when they talk about experiences, emotions, or ideas that are deeply meaningful or life-changing.
Well, Richie, this illness, this closeness to death, has had a profound effect on me.
What a profound and reverent night is this, with such a specimen for a body.
My lord, the prisoner has endured 3 days of the most profound mental agony and shock.
Now it's your turn. Can you make a sentence using profound? Write it in the comments below. Now that you know the word profound, let's move on to our first phrasal verb. Did you hear the phrasal verb go through with in the story? Go through with means to do something that you have decided to do, especially when it is difficult, scary, or requires courage. In the story, Ethan decided to go through with the meeting at the old library. Even though he wasn't sure what would happen, he chose to keep his promise and find out the truth. Imagine you've signed up to give a speech in front of a large audience. You're feeling nervous and want to cancel, but you decide to do it anyway. You might say, "I decided to go through with the speech." Let's look at some examples. She was nervous, but she went through with the interview. He almost canceled his trip, but he went through with it. They decided to go through with their plan despite the bad weather. Let's see how native speakers often use go through with in conversations, movies, and everyday situations when they talk about completing something they've already decided to do, even when it's difficult.
Are you saying that you're going to go through with this wedding, unless I tell you not to?
Are you actually going to go through with this every night?
If you make her go through with it, her name is destroyed.
Now it's your turn. Can you make a sentence using go through with? Write it in the comments below. Now that you know the phrasal verb go through with, let's move on to our next phrasal verb. Did you hear the phrasal verb think over in the story? Think over means to carefully consider or think about something before making a decision. In the story, Ethan thought over the mysterious letter before deciding to visit the old library. He didn't act immediately. Instead, he took some time to carefully consider what he should do. Imagine your teacher gives you 2 project topics and asks you to choose one. Instead of deciding right away, you spend some time considering both options. You might say, "I need to think it over before I decide." Let's look at some examples. "I'll think over your suggestion before giving you an answer." She thought over the job offer for a few days before accepting it. We need to think over all the possible solutions before making a final decision. Let's see how native speakers often use think over in conversations, movies, and everyday situations when they talk about carefully considering an idea or decision before taking action.
I must think over my position and how I may improve it.
Just give me a couple of days to think over your proposal.
Think over the various options we've discussed.
Now it's your turn. Can you make a sentence using think over? Write it in the comments below. Now that you know the phrasal verb think over, let's move on to our first idiom. Excellent! You've now learned 3 advanced words and 2 useful phrasal verbs from today's story. Now it's time for the final part of today's lesson, idioms. Idioms are expressions whose meanings are different from the literal meanings of the individual words. Native speakers use idioms every day, and learning them will help your English sound more natural and fluent. Let's begin with our first idiom. Did you hear the idiom served its purpose in the story? Served its purpose means to have achieved the goal it was meant to achieve or done the job it was intended to do. In the story, the mysterious letter had served its purpose. It successfully led Ethan to the old library, where he discovered his family's hidden history. The letter had done exactly what it was meant to do. Imagine you use an umbrella to stay dry during a heavy rain. When the rain stops, you close the umbrella because it has already done its job. You might say, "The umbrella served its purpose." Let's look at some examples. The warning sign served its purpose by keeping people away from the dangerous area. The old laptop served its purpose for basic schoolwork before I bought a new one. The training course served its purpose by preparing the new employees for their first day. Let's see how native speakers often use served its purpose in conversations, movies, and everyday situations when they talk about something that has successfully done what it was intended to do.
What I made this voyage for, it served its purpose.
The Mustang breed has known its day and served its purpose.
That's right, but it served its purpose.
Now it's your turn. Can you make a sentence using served its purpose? Write it in the comments below. Now that you know the idiom served its purpose, let's move on to our final idiom. Did you hear the idiom curiosity killed the cat in the story? Curiosity killed a cat means being too curious can sometimes lead to trouble or danger. It's often used as a warning to be careful about wanting to know too much. In the story, Ethan's curiosity led him to open the mysterious letter and visit the old library. Fortunately, his curiosity led to a wonderful discovery, but the idiom reminds us that curiosity can sometimes have unexpected consequences. Imagine you see a door marked "Do not enter," but you want to find out what's inside. Your friend might say, "Be careful." Curiosity killed the cat. Let's look at some examples. Don't open that confidential file. Curiosity killed the cat. She wanted to know everyone's secret, but curiosity killed the cat. He ignored the warning sign because he was curious, but curiosity killed the cat. Let's see how native speakers often use curiosity killed the cat in conversations, movies, and everyday situations when they want to warn someone about being too curious.
Curiosity killed the cat, officer.
Actually, in my line of work, the cat gets a raise and a promotion.
Curiosity killed the cat, you know.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Now it's your turn. Can you make a sentence using curiosity killed the cat? Write it in the comments below. Fantastic! You've just learned 3 advanced words, 2 phrasal verbs, and 2 useful idioms from today's story. Now it's time to put everything together. Let's listen to the story one more time. This time, pay close attention to the words and expressions you've just learned. See if you can understand them in context and notice how they're used naturally. Let's begin. One evening, Ethan found an envelope in his mailbox with no stamp or return address. Inside was a short note that read, "Meet me at the old library tomorrow at 6 p.m. The message was cryptic, and Ethan couldn't think of any plausible explanation. After thinking it over all night, he decided to go through with the meeting. The next evening, he arrived at the abandoned library, where an elderly woman was waiting for him. She handed him a small wooden box that had belonged to his grandfather. Inside were old photographs and a journal filled with family stories that Ethan had never heard before. At that moment, he realized the mysterious letter had served its purpose. It had brought him closer to his family's forgotten past. As he walked home, he smiled and remembered the saying, "Curiosity killed the cat." This time, however, his curiosity led to one of the most profound discoveries of his life. Great job! I hope you enjoyed today's lesson and learned some useful new English expressions. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new lesson. Don't forget to write your own sentences using today's words and expressions in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Thank you for watching. Keep practicing your English every day, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye, and happy learning!